Miller here with the Los Angeles Sentinel newspaper, ringside at the StubHub Center with the lovely and magnificent Regina Hall.
Thank you. See, I love that introduction. I feel warmer in this cold Stub Center. Now I feel happy.
Well, you're not immune to sports. I mean, you played the wife and love in basketball. What brings you out to the boxing event tonight?
You know what? I'm a big boxing fan. So I watch boxing all the time. And so a friend of mine, we got tickets, and my manager came, and they're on the other side. And so we ended up watching, and we came out to watch the fight.
Well, you have to be a fighter in your profession. Tell me what's coming up next for you.
Well, you know what? We have Think Like a Man, which comes out June 20th. So that's like, what, in 2 months? It's coming so fast. I mean, it's kind of shocking. And I'm on a new show on FX called Married.
When you think about just being an African-American woman, a young, beautiful African-American woman, what impact do you want to have on young African-American kids throughout the country?
You know, I think, you know, right now, I think it's so important, especially for young girls, to have positive role models. I mean, there's so many images that aren't necessarily wonderful in the media, and so I think, you know, working and getting your own and working hard and a work ethic, and I want them to know it's possible, that you can have a career that you're successful in, that you're happy in, that is dignified, you know, that your mom and daddy can smile about, and that, you know, it's all possible. I'm from Washington, D.C. My parents aren't in the industry. I didn't know anything about it, but I had amazing people come into my life and surround me, and it's been a wonderful, I mean, I've had so much fun. I've met so many people. My brothers are probably somewhere mad because I grew up watching boxing because of them, and now I'm at the fight, so. What? I got to tell you, I might, although it's so, I like to really watch it, and sometimes it's so overwhelming at a match, but I think I might have to go see Mayweather for that one. I might.
Are you a big Mayweather fan?
You know, I think he's so gifted, and he's such an amazing fighter that his craftsmanship is what I admire. Yeah, and you know, it's always whenever I watch him, I'm reminded of how good he is. You know, I forget, and then I watch him, and I'm like, oh, that's why he talks so much shit. You know what I mean? He's Floyd Mayweather. So, yeah, no, he's amazing. He's really talented, and I'd love to see him go 50-0.
I have to ask you, there's a very pulverizing element in the media today. Donald Sterling, owner of the Clippers, came out, is alleged to have made some very, very racially insensitive comments that has the African-American community up and outraged. Even the Clippers were contemplating boycotting. Have you heard the comments? Can you respond to anything that you might feel about what he may have said?
Comments, and you know, if they are true, it's unfortunate that someone in 2014 remains that ignorant. You know, it's almost it's saddening for him, not for us. But what I think is important is that at this point, black people who do support basketball, and all people, can really show how powerful it is to be a consumer, and we can show that we actually, the dollars that he doesn't want us to spend are actually really important to his franchise and to his economic, you know, empowerment. So I love when we join together. We did it back in the 60s, and if we did it again and boycotted it and we made a difference, I think it would be powerful and impactful, and who knows, it might lead to other people and maybe them realizing the comments that they make.
It always has to be something that doesn't really have anything to do with us individually as African Americans. It seems like it has to be the galvanizing force to unite us. Why is that the case?
Think about it. You know, we're very few generations removed from slavery. I mean, my great-great-grandmother was a slave. That's not a long time when you think of how much separation we had for hundreds of years. I think the fact that we have done it and pulled together, I mean, you know, we can be really supportive when we want to, and hopefully this will become a pattern that doesn't have to happen just in times of a galvanizing event, that it can happen all the time, that we could be, you know, that we could come together like that. And I hope that we begin to see generation to generation the empowerment that we have how powerful we are as a group when we come together as a collective. And hopefully it'll happen more often.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's about 35 degrees out here. Maybe 60, but it feels like 35. But I feel like I'm at like 80 degrees right now, sitting next to the lovely and the beautiful Regina Hall. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. This is a wonderful conversation in the middle of the match. I liked it.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Hi, this is Regina Hall, and I want to say hello to the LA Sentinel.net.